What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's Kinda Mid podcast. I'm your co-host, Sam. This is my other co-host, our other co-host, Bri.
What's up, guys?
And we're back. We're on a pretty good streak. I forget how many episodes is in a row that we've done every week.
I don't know. I mean, we haven't. I don't think we missed a week.
That's what I mean. How many in a row have we done? It's been like 5, right? 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a high number. But
I don't know. Yeah, I want to say our first one back was Invincible. So whenever that ended,
okay.
which was actually a while ago now, so we're doing pretty good.
The point is, I'm proud of us, and maybe we say this every week, but the fact that we keep coming back, I'm glad we keep doing it. And for our adoring fans, though they are few, I'm sure they are loyal. I'm sure they're glad we keep coming back too. But this week we plan on actually, Brighton, you want to tell them what we're doing this week?
We finally get to talk about Oblivion Remastered.
Yes.
It's only been me being hyped about it for like the past 3 episodes, but it's finally here, and we're gonna talk about it. And then Sam. So we actually did 2 separate things this week. Bungie didn't send Sam a code yet for Marathon. It's coming, so maybe we can talk about it more next week. But I'll give initial impressions because I did play it.
And you're the bigger Bungie guy anyways, so
yeah, I'm
your
bigger Bungie guy.
way
and
more
then
valid.
Sam went and saw Warfare, so he's going to talk about that.
True.
So a little bit of a split week, but the main topic is Oblivion Remastered because both of us have been playing that pretty good amount. So, But anyways, what we always like to start out the episode with is what we've been up to. So Sam, what have you been up to?
Shoot, not. I mean, a lot, but not a lot, I guess. Obviously playing Oblivion, but that's kind of I guess a given. But,
yeah, it's a given with the topic.
As far as like other video games, I had to put it on a pause because I wanted to, have stuff that was valid to say about Oblivion. But I was playing through The Last of Us 2. And I'm definitely going to come back to that. Not that I didn't like Oblivion. I love Oblivion, but I don't like having multiple things going on at once. So I'll probably like finish Last of Us 2 because that's like, I don't know, I can see the end in the foreseeable future. Who knows how many hours until Oblivion is going to end. Yeah. So, but I played through that. I got to, if people are curious, I'm currently about to go to the hospital. I'm in day 2 of Seattle playing as Ellie. So I'm excited to see the scenes come up again. It's been like probably 2 years since I played it last, so
it's been since 2021 since I played it. So
I know I want to say because I got the platinum on it. I forget when. That was whenever I played through the game last, and I want to say that was around the time Last of Us Season 1, like the show was coming out. So, but TV show wise, I have been watching. It's called. Gosh, let me make sure I get the title right because it's one of the isekai animes that has like a long name, and I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah. So
no misinformation this week.
Yes, I need to do better about this. I was told that I spread a little bit of misinformation. Nothing big, but I got to get better about this.
You just say things so confidently that are just wrong.
I can make you believe it, maybe, or maybe
not.
Like
I want to call him out. Last week he said Fallout New Vegas had no NPCs. That was Fallout 76. I didn't catch that until I listened through the episode when I was editing it, but it's fine.
Well, as one who has played neither, I should not be the go-to on anything Bethesda related. Yeah. So, but anyways, what I was saying is it's an anime called The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World. What I will say about this anime is, first of all, I think it's good, but it is heavy ties to, like, if you're a Power Ranger fan, even more specifically if you're a Super Sentai fan, I think it is a must-watch. If you are not a fan of, like, Power Rangers, Super Sentai, I mean, watch it if you want. Like, I think it's a good show, but I don't think you're going to like it.
So you're saying I wouldn't like it?
Probably not. Also, the Gooners are going crazy for that show, I think. And if you watch the show, you'll see why. I'm not a fan of, the like overly sexualization of like women in anime. I think it's just annoying. It's to the point. I understand it's used for like comedy, I guess, at times, but like it just feels like it's lazy, like writing for comedy or like, if that is the sole reason for comedy, I feel like it's lazy. It's supposed to be like, haha, sex joke, laugh. It's like, it's not funny. And then second of all, like, it's just why I feel like they're doing that just to get people to watch the show. And I don't like that.
On the times.
But it is what it is, I don't think I'm alone in saying that.
everybody has many a gooner friend. I think I can think of a
Yes,
few that
I can think
are
of
like
one
that. As yeah,
specifically.
one
Bro
specifically.
denies that he's a
Bro
gooner. Like,
denies it, but
bro. Okay, I will say, I don't think bro is partaking in the act of gooning, but I think bro does want, the. I think he wants to keep seeing those things specifically in
he's
like
not
Marvel
mad that
Rivals
Marvel Rivals,
characters.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
about to
what I'm
say he's
saying.
not mad Marvel Rivals is like moving into that direction, which is part of the reason I don't really play that game anymore. Is because now everybody's like half naked. So
It's all right. Hey, mom, can I play Marvel Rivals? It's superhero game. Sure. Mom walks in at the wrong Luna Frost
yeah, dude,
scene,
they
whatever.
Marvel's having a swimsuit special come out comic, and it will have skins that are going to be in
Well,
Marvel
okay,
Rivals. So
Marvel
there's
coming out with a swimsuit comic already is just going to be a gooner comic book, anyways. Like, so
they're trying to appeal to their audience nowadays.
yeah. I
But
don't know.
yeah,
It is. It
I
is. Maybe it's the world we live in. I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, I don't think I stand alone, but it is what it is. I do like the show. Uh,
so
so
what
yeah, if
I've
you
been
want a
doing,
chance to butt in here, I've kind of been yapping.
I guess also Oblivion. I would say 99% of Oblivion. I have yet. Sam wanted me to watch Free Run. I think is what it's called. I've yet to do
Hmm.
that because this weekend ended up being super busy,
That's fair.
and in my
I mean,
free
it's not going
time,
anywhere.
yeah, I just wanted to play Oblivion for the podcast and also for my own personal enjoyment because Oblivion's my goat. But
Valid.
we did beat the Ender Dragon a little bit.
Ooh, true. I forgot
Sam's
to say
first
that.
time beating the
It
Ender
was
Dragon.
the most underwhelming experience ever, which
He
I
was
kind of
thoroughly
expected though.
whelmed by a Minecraft boss fight.
Well, it was like, which I understood, like the Ender Dragon is not new to U3, and also I've been told that it's like maybe it was hard for the time, but like it's not that hard anymore. I would say we beat it in like around 60 seconds.
Yeah, we all climbed up the towers, destroyed the crystals, and then just bodied him. Like there was nothing to it.
The biggest problem was whenever I climbed up my tower, I was not aware that you had to break the cage first, and that was like a 15-second ordeal. So
We had all gotten our tower. Like 8 towers were done before Sam got his. Because like I went to the highest and just shot all the other ones, and like before Sam had even done that, and then our friend Matt was there, and he got up to the top of the other one. He's like, "This one's already destroyed." I'm like, "Matt, I told you I was just gonna shoot all the ones that were
yeah,
exposed." Like that's just, but yeah, it was fun. It was
it
fun. Then
was.
we explored the end, but yeah, that's quite literally all I've been doing is playing Oblivion. And I did edit an Oblivion video. It sadly underperformed, but oh well. You can't win them all. And
Yeah.
then I am going to try and find the time this week. I think I'm going to go back and play Fallout 3
Yeah, just
because
just so you can have a bunch of games that you haven't beaten just
mm-hmm.
backed up.
Well, you see, I play old games for YouTube, so those if I
That's
don't beat
true.
them, it's like whatever. But like Oblivion's my focus here. But I'm gonna have to squeeze in another Bethesda game, but it's fine. Just another thing to take up hours of my life. But I enjoy them. I enjoy them. But we'll talk about Oblivion here in a little bit because I haven't done shit this week other than Oblivion, so all my stuff's gonna be saved for that.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I was also going to mention the two movies I watched in the past week. I mean, Warfare, obviously. I mean, I'll talk about a little bit more about that later. But I also watched Little Women. Random movie to watch. I understand that, but it was a
Hey,
movie that
relevant Florence Pugh next week's Thunderbolts.
true exactly that was the reason. No,
Yep.
uh, so I felt I wanted to watch it because I had watched the '90s one in school randomly. I have no clue what led up to that, and 12-year-old me watching this movie, main character is four girls. Me being, the sexist 12-year-old that I'm sure I was like, not watching this. This is stupid. I'm not going to pay attention. But I did remember some things. I was like, screw it. I'll watch the new one. Like, it's supposed to be good. And especially since I spread some light misinformation last week when I
Yeah,
was like,
just a
Endgame
tad.
should have been Oscar nominee, whatever. Point being, I watched it. Extremely good movie. It was a 5-star movie, in my opinion. That is not something that has happened in a while. I've been on a streak of like very close to 5-star movies, and I think on some of them, if I were to rewatch them, I might would give them 5 stars. But
Yo, do I
it
watch
was
Little
nice to
Women
break it.
this week?
I thought it was really good. Like I don't think you'll give it 5 stars. It's harder for you to get a 5-star rating
Yeah,
than what it
I'm
is for
pretty.
me.
I save them for my absolute chads, but I'm also it's like whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Anything
so I
4 and
guess
above, just take as like I don't know if anyone's looking at my letterbox, but if it's 4 and above, just know that I think it's like a really good movie.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I guess moving on to the news, this was actually announced just a few hours ago. The Bear season 4 was announced to come out on June 15th. Now,
Nice.
I
I
don't
will
know
be
if you
tuning
guys have
in.
ever watched The Bear, but it's
Watch
like
it.
one of the best shows ever made. And it's just dudes yelling at each other in a kitchen. It's awesome.
It's just overcooked live action.
Yeah, pretty
Kind of
much.
like it, like the stress you're experiencing in Overcooked. Just like take that into an actual scenario and like have good acting, and that's the show.
Listen, they only experience a fraction of the stress I experience playing Overcooked with my friends.
Okay, honestly, that could be valid. Friends become enemies very quickly in Overcooked when one person decides to, keep dropping the lettuce or to keep picking up the wrong item or
They
really
don't
could
have
be anything or
like the
forgetting to chop the
system down.
stuff.
Yeah, or doing anything. It's you dumbass. You had
There
one
should be
job.
no downtime. If you have downtime, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, no. And it's funny playing Overcooked because it goes from like the first level is like piss easy, and the next one's just like you're already just stressing the hell out.
I like what you said about the very first level, at least in Overcooked 1, where like I'm keeping up with the meatball monster, bro. Like we're feeding out orders, and then the Onion King's just like, "You are not ready. Jump in the
It's
time
like,
portal."
dude,
It's like,
we
dude,
had a
we were,
5-star. Yeah,
yeah, like we were kicking bro's ass. Like I don't know what you want from us, bro.
I
Sent us
get
back in
it.
time 20 years.
Game has to have a story. Also, pretty wild story. I've never beaten an Overcooked because I don't have the patience. But
It's if you just have the will. I've beaten it with our friend Josh. I've beat it with him in like a 4-hour setting and 3-starred every level. It's fun, but I have no really huge will to do it again. I mean, I don't know.
probably
That makes
going
it sound like I don't like the
100% it.
game,
Going 100% it.
dude. You know what? Maybe one day. Not
But yeah,
not in the foreseeable future.
I'm excited for the Bear. Season 3 ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
True. Gosh,
I
how did season 3 end? Spoilers, I
um
guess.
so I guess spoilers if you don't want to hear about it, but Sydney, she got like an offer to go work somewhere
Oh
else. And then she
yes,
was like having fun with everybody. I guess she was stressing out about it. I don't
that's a
know.
good
I
point.
read that they filmed season 3 and 4 together, so like I thought the gap would be smaller, but oh well. It's
It
fine.
is what it is.
It
I
is
don't
fine.
care. Like I'm not dying for season 4 of the Bear, but like I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah. And then Player Obscure game came out. Have you heard about this game?
No.
Apparently, game of the year. Apparently, if it beats Kingdom Come, I'll be
Oh,
surprised.
okay. Yes, I've seen Penguin Moist Critical. He's been playing this game and he's like it's goated. I have no clue what it's about.
It's like a turn-based. I'm trying to think how to explain the combat. It's turn-based, but you have a little bit more input to it. Trying
Okay.
to think how to describe it. Like whenever you like do a range attack, you get to aim the attack. I should
So
say.
it's skill based, turn based.
I
Maybe.
guess.
I don't know.
I guess I've yet to play it. I've only heard very good things. I think once I beat Oblivion, if nothing is like coming out, I'll play it because also Charlie Cox plays the main dude. Made his video game debut.
Is it okay? It's on PlayStation. That might be one of my purchases on my PC. Oh, I guess I could have mentioned that. I mean, I don't know if anyone cares, but I ordered parts for a PC now, so
Nobody
boy might
cares.
becoming a
Nobody gives a shit.
PC gamer. Nobody cares. It's fine. I
Me
care. My
spending
bank account
$3,000
cares.
to play Minecraft at 300 FPS.
Yes. I'm gonna try and transition to PC. It's gonna be slow because I'm not gonna rebuy any games unless like I feel like I absolutely need to. But
I've
I'm
rebought
gonna
a few.
try. I'm gonna try to make like if new game comes out, like the new Doom game, probably will buy that on Steam instead of PlayStation. That's the idea, but we'll see.
Yeah, I rebuy a few games. Depends on like the mods available. Like Dark Souls, I've rebought those because like they have like boss rush mods. So I like to just go do the
Fair.
boss fights. Black Ops 3, the zombies, custom zombies on there.
Yeah.
That makes it worth the purchase again, in my
I'll
opinion.
probably I'll probably rebuy like Fortnite. I'll probably rebuy Marvel Rivals as well.
Oh yeah, all the free
Um
games.
Apex, yeah. But
But yeah.
what else
And
was
then
news?
let's see. Claire Obscure also got announced to have a movie very fast.
Maybe it deserves that. I maybe this is what I need to look into this game. Maybe this game's just like absolutely like,
I
a
think it
gift
is
from
absolutely
God.
goaded. I think it is. I just can I afford it right now? No, but it's
Was
on
it
my
like
list.
$90 or is it
I think
70
it's actually
probably?
only 50. I'm pretty sure it's only $50
Yo,
because it's by
it's
like
by a
an indie
company that
developer.
okay, so that shows they care about their
Yeah,
consumers. Give them 10 years. Maybe they won't. Hopefully they still do.
but yeah. And then Sydney Sweeney got cast in the Split Fiction movie. I didn't know they were making a Split Fiction movie until I saw
I've
this.
I still need to play Split Fiction. I need to
Yeah.
do it. But
And
awesome.
then,
Sydney Sweeney is, I mean, like, if anything, you could go to the movie theater to at least look at her for 2 hours. Like, that's valid.
yeah, I am curious if this is going to be a direct adaptation of the game or if they're going to do like the same style of story where it's like this machine that like gets your ideas. I don't know. We know nothing about this movie other than Sydney Sweeney's in it.
That's all.
So I'm hoping that like Sydney Sweeney isn't like a popularity fan cast because having played the game, she could fit one of the characters, but it also kind of just feels like, she's popular right now. So let's get her.
Dude, we gotta please the
I'm
Gooners.
telling that's what it all comes back around to. And she knows. She knows. She just broke up with her fiance, said she wasn't ready to settle down yet, of course, because she has Glenn Powell. Like, listen, I'll say it, Glenn Powell hotter than Sydney Sweeney.
Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know.
I don't think that's
If
hot
I
take.
was gay, 100%, but like maybe that's a key, part of the part of the equation here is your sexuality.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah,
Dude,
that's
we
what
need
I'm
to ask
thinking.
the bi people. The bi people are the
They'll
objective.
know. They'll know.
They will know.
So yeah,
But
I guess
any other
that
news?
Revenge of the Sith came back to theaters this week.
I have been debating if I want to go see that.
I'm going to see it tomorrow with my dad.
Screw it. I guess I'm going to go see it tomorrow, but it won't be with you and your dad.
Had the second highest opening for a re-release ever. Can you guess what the highest opening was for a re-release? It's going to blow your mind.
Avatar?
No. It was
Endgame?
Nope, it was A New Hope in 1997. So both
wow.
Yeah. So both held by Star Wars. So yeah.
Rightfully so. Good movies.
Yeah. I do think that this is my third favorite Star Wars. Third favorite. I think some people maybe overrate it because it has sauce and aura. But
I overrate it.
It's fine.
I know I overrate it.
This is how you redeem a trilogy because episodes 1 and 2 are dog shit. But yeah, I'm excited. This was the first movie I ever saw in theaters, at least that I can remember. So I'm excited to see it in theaters again.
Yeah, I think this is a movie that theater experiences probably hits like pretty hard. I hope.
Yeah,
but it'll also be like
Sam's first time watching episode 3 was like in my like bedroom, I think, or something. So
no, it was the upstairs of your dad's shop.
Yeah, so yeah,
dude, I was
not
so
like
upset.
The most peak movie watching experience, but
I'm so upset. This is small story time. I'm sure I've told this to Brighton. So in high school, I was part of Scholar Bowl. Some people call it academic team. Essentially, if you've watched, I always say, if you've watched Spider-Man: Homecoming, what like the kids are doing at Washington D.C., that competition that they're doing, that's what I did in high school. And anyways, I had one of those competitions the morning after we watched Revenge of the Sith, and I always like the in-game credits, like fan made stuff for like different franchises. So I remember that morning as my mom was driving me to that meet, I was watching that and I saw like Hayden Christensen was on it. I get asked a question in that meet, and
yeah,
it
you
was
told
like
me about
it was essentially who played Anakin Skywalker in episode 3 or like the prequel trilogy. And I was like, dude, I know this. Buzzed in immediately. I was like, Hayden Christensen, and they're like, incorrect. And I guess clearly the other people like weren't like super well versed on it either, because the other team, like, I want to say they looked around confused, like, is it not Hayden Christensen? And
Christensen.
and they said Hayden Christensen. I'm like, I hate myself. I hate it. I wish they would have asked me to be more specific, but I get it. I'm still salty on that one. I think we still won though. But
is he the most? Do you think he's like the most popular, or like in the fandom's eyes, or you think Ewan McGregor is?
In whose eyes?
Like the Star Wars fandom. I think it's between those two.
I don't know. I think the only reason Ewan McGregor I think is more loved is because I do think he was given better lines in the prequels, and he like. Say what you want about the prequels, Ewan McGregor in Obi-Wan has like no problems. I think he does his role fine. It's just like in episode 2, Anakin is given, let's just say, less than great lines. Like, how are you supposed to deliver those lines and them not be like awful? You know?
Yeah.
Like
George Lucas, he can make a story, but he can't write a script. I don't think. Like, even in episode 3, like I love episode 3, but there are some. It's not as bad as 1 and 2 lines, but there's still some lines that make you like just kind of like bite. ugh, you know.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's iconic and I love the scene, but how he's just like, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. It's like,
Padme, she just dies from sadness because they didn't know how else to
yeah,
kill her. They're like,
I
what
don't
the fucking.
why could I don't because I mean I guess you could say they shot themselves in the foot because Luke and Leia need to be born, but Padme also needs to die. So like, how are we gonna make this
But
happen?
also, a little bit of which it's fine, nobody really cares, but in episode 6 Leia says she remembers her real mother like in her early childhood, so they could have had her like like Luke goes to live with them and then Leia like as a small child. I don't know, but
True. Like I don't. It is what it is.
there's plot holes between the prequel and the original trilogy, obviously. Like
Oh yeah.
they try to remedy some in the Obi-Wan show. And I mean, talking about Hayden Christensen, say what you will, some people don't like the Obi-Wan show and Ahsoka show, but at least he gets like good stuff. Hayden Christensen gets good stuff to work with
Yeah.
in those shows
One hundred
comparatively.
percent.
Like honestly, his best performances for Star Wars are in Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, in my opinion, especially Obi-Wan with that one scene. But
I liked like don't get me wrong, I was one of the people who was really rooting for a flashback scene while watching the Obi-Wan show, and I'm glad we got it, but like you could tell Hayden
they did not
Christensen is
they did
old.
not de-age him at all, dude. And it's kind of the same way in Ahsoka because you get a flashback to like Clone Wars whenever it's like young Ahsoka and you have like 40-year-old Hayden Christensen is supposed to kind of be this like 20-year-old Anakin, and it's like
It's
like,
fine.
yeah,
I can
whatever.
look past it.
Yeah, it's whatever. Plus, I mean, within, you haven't seen Ahsoka, but within the context of the scene, you can kind of just be like, it doesn't have to make sense why he looks like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited to go see it again. Like I said, it's not my favorite Star Wars movie, but it's just it has some of the best moments in one.
Oh yeah.
And I think seeing Anakin and Obi-Wan fight on the big screen is gonna fucking rock. So I'm excited to see it.
I am. I mean, that movie slaps just sitting, at home watching it. So I would think the theater experience would be better. The only thing that'd make it worse is if some annoying like 12-year-old
They're gonna be
Minecraft
in the
movie.
Minecraft
Actually,
movie. They're gonna be in the
ac-
Minecraft movie. So
that's
it's fine.
true. And honestly, it kind of made the Minecraft movie better. So I really shouldn't hate. It made it more memorable, at least.
Yeah. Well, that movie's a bad movie. This isn't a bad
Yeah.
movie. But yeah.
We've discussed our opinions
Yeah.
on the Minecraft.
You can go listen to the Minecraft episode. You want to know what we really think about Minecraft. But yeah. And then Avengers Doomsday started filming. Have you seen the picture the Russo Bros tweeted?
What is it of?
It's just Robert Downey Jr.'s chair.
Okay. Let me look it up.
But the thing is, people are focusing on the background. And the background looks like, I mean, you can barely see shit, but people think it's the X Mansion, which would make sense given all the X-Men are in the movie. But people think the movie's gonna open up Infinity War style, and Doom's gonna be like taking out like the X-Men universe, kind of like how Infinity War opened with Thanos having already taken out like Thor's ship. So just to kind of like
That could be cool.
set his presence and be like, hey, remember these characters you all loved? Dead. We killed them all. James Marsden's back for 2 seconds. We killed him. I would actually kind of be pissed.
I don't think that'll happen purely because they felt the need to put his name on that chair and like announce it this early. I would think he wouldn't just insta die.
I would think if they're gonna do it to somebody, it's gonna be like Ian McKellen. Somebody like old, and we've kind of already gotten a send off for Ian McKellen because he died like in like 2 movies because he died. Let's see, X-Men. He didn't die in X-Men Last Stand, but he kind of like got his powers taken away. I was like, oh, it's really sad. And then like Days of Future Past, he died.
Yeah,
and it was like a sad farewell moment. But
I don't know. Plus, also like, and like I personally feel like their time in a way like is past. Like I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I like their characters, but I think it's time for
how many times are we gonna get a send off for the X-Men universe? Like Deadpool, we got a send off sort of for the Fox universe with the end credits. I mean, it kind of felt like I'm not hating because I would like to, especially James Marsden, who was kind of wasted as Cyclops.
100%.
I think there's some people who deserve like a redemption. Like I think that's who they're bringing back. Like Nightcrawler, he was wasted.
Yes.
James Marsden was wasted. So we'll just have to see. I'm hoping this isn't just cash grab the movie because I'm pretty sure, and
it could be.
I'm pretty sure the only movie that's going to really set this up is Fantastic Four. I mean, Thunderbolts could set this movie up in some way. I don't see how.
Yeah.
Other than I do, I do like the fact that they like Taskmaster hasn't really been in any of the trailers, and then the only Thunderbolt that isn't confirmed to be in Doomsday is Taskmaster. So it's like, yeah, she's definitely dying in like the first scene
She's
of the
also the
movie.
least interesting character, which, maybe this was the time for her to become interesting, but I guess that might not happen. So
Taskmaster
who
wasted in the
knows?
MCU,
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
wasted. But and then this isn't on our news, but Thunderbolts reviews have come out. Have you seen them at all?
No. Are they good? I hope so.
Apparently, best MCU movie since Endgame. And this
Dude,
isn't just
it
like
gives. I'll be honest. It gives those vibes.
it
It
gives.
gives vibes. It's going to be
We
really
were
good.
me. I think me and Sam were talking about this after we've seen Sinners. It's kind of given that we're not getting Avengers movies that are just focused on the Avengers anymore. So getting like a team up movie and it just focusing on like 6 or 7 people in a team is going to be such a breath of fresh air. And I do
Mm,
think it would be hilarious if for like some of the most mid MCU projects to spawn like one of the best MCU movies ever, because like Black
yes.
Widow sucks, and this
Yes.
is basically a Black Widow sequel.
Kinda. Yeah, because it has Red Guardian
Yelena,
and
Red Guardian, and
Yelena in it.
Taskmaster.
True.
That's half the team is Black Widow movie alumni. So, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp is fun, but like I think Ghost will work really good here. I hope she kind of
Hmm.
gets a lot of play. And then obviously Bucky and I didn't hate Falcon and Winter Soldier. I just thought that was one of those shows that just should have been a movie.
Yeah, and I think Bucky, like his story was cool, but I agree with you. I felt like a lot of the time that we were spending time with Sam, I wanted to be spending on Bucky because, like, I don't care about us fixing boats in Louisiana. I want to see why Bucky killed this old dude's son.
Yeah, and if we are going to be fixing boats in Louisiana, put them together, because like Salmon and
Yeah,
Bucky interacting is like that's like the best moments in those shows.
true.
So because they have a lot of fun interplay. But that would be really funny if some of these not so great MCU properties spawned like one of the best MCU movies.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
Me too. I mean, I have made it known on this podcast that I am a huge Power Rangers fan. So seeing a movie that brings together a group of people, you could say, who do not get along and will then become a team and save the world tends to be something that is up my alley when it comes to media. So for
I'm
this
ready
reason, I
for
am
the I'm
excited.
ready for the John Walker redemption, because he's probably
I love
actually like
John Walker.
he's probably my favorite character so far on the team. I mean, the movie could change this, but I think he has the most interesting story so far. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
give him credit. A lot of people do not give him credit because I think that the mantle just went to his head too much, a little too much
yeah.
pressure.
Plus, like, I loved the scene at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier where like he had the option to, like, I don't know, it was like capture some bad guy or save the people, and he chose to like save the people. It's like he stops like some truck from falling on them, I want to say, or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I haven't rewatched the
I
show.
know I know it happened. I'm not spreading misinformation.
I remember this scene,
Okay,
or we
say
could both
someone
be
fact check
spreading
me.
misinformation.
It's fine. You know what?
Screw you, Connor,
Yeah.
for calling us out.
Look it
But
up.
yeah,
You know what scene we're talking about. It may not be shot for shot what we're saying, but people know what scene we're
people
talking
know.
about.
But I guess, speaking of Connor, I'll segue into this because Sam hasn't done this. Me and Connor were the ones that did it. We played Marathon, and I was pretty lukewarm on it first game. First game, I was like, the gameplay's fine. Shooting feels good because it's Bungie. They made Halo and Destiny. It's kind of, if they mess up shooting, they fucked up. Shooting's fun. And I
Fair.
was like, the game looked beautiful. And then we did another game, and I was like, we finally got into some PvP matches because you've never played an extraction shooter, right?
Do you count DMZ?
It's like Tarkov for babies, so I guess.
I would not
Um,
count DMZ, and I did not play a lot of it. So
and given that this is an alpha, I think there's a lot of potential here. I like the looting system. The gunplay's fun. I like the heroes sort of system. It feels like I'm playing Apex in a way, but I like this better than Apex because I'm not
okay,
very big on battle royales.
fair.
Trying to think of, I had organized thoughts and they all completely went out the window. But
Naturally,
basically, what I'm
that's how
trying to
this goes.
say is the more I played, the more it grew on me. Because I'm not the biggest extraction shooter fan, but I was like, if somebody's going to make me like it, it's going to be Bungie. Because I wasn't a big looter shooter fan. Then I
Mhm.
played Destiny, and now that's like my most played game. I probably just lost a lot of credibility there, but it is my most played game. I like Destiny too. I stand by it. It's my guilty pleasure game, even though I don't think it's as bad as people say.
Hey, Destiny is probably like my favorite casual. I say favorite casual shooter. I guess it could be, but I mean, I really like COD Zombies. So like, and that being said, like I want to plague myself. Like if I hop on and casually play COD Zombies, it's probably BO3. So like, it's not BO6. That could be a whole other episode, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Gun to
talking
my
about
head, if
BO6,
you
but
told me I could never play Destiny or Black Ops Zombies again, I'm picking Destiny. Just because pure amount of content wise.
that's true.
And also, I just have more fun with it. I'm kind of out of my zombies phase. I still like zombies, but I'm definitely not as gung ho about it as I was in my youth, sadly. And I think that's
Yeah,
due to games just not capitalizing on what made the mode fun.
yeah, like I think it's a combination for me of like two things. I think there's a definite possibility I'm just growing out of the mode because like it is a very repetitive mode in nature, which is like not nothing against the mode, but like that it is what it is. Like you're just surviving. Like that's how every map's gonna play is, surviving to the next round or in some cases surviving to the next
I tell you why
objective.
I'm getting tired of it. There's no difficulty anymore. The Easter eggs
That
get
is
beaten
true.
in one day, and they're not fun to do over and over again. Like I'll still hop on and want to do a Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 Easter egg. Yeah, I don't ever want to do a Black Ops 6 Easter egg again. They're not fun to do.
I agree. That's what I was going to say. Is like that being said, though, I do think there are a lot of gameplay decisions that have been made by the people, Treyarch, I guess, creating the game that I don't really agree with, and maybe that's what the masses want. Maybe the masses want easy zombies and easy Easter
They're
eggs, and
trying
if
to
so, good for
appeal
them.
to the Warzone audience who use zombies purely as a way to level up guns for Warzone, and they don't want a hard mode to level up guns for Warzone in.
Just give them one map, then. You know what I mean? Like those
Yeah, it's
people
like
don't
we
need more
had
than one
Liberty
map.
Falls. See, like before, we're gonna get a whole thing about BO6. I'll keep this
Yeah.
short. Before BO6 came out, I said I'm fine with Liberty Falls if it's the only map like this. And so far, it has not been the only map like this. It is the blueprint for all the DLC maps. Terminus is still the best map in the game because it's the only map with like a smidge of depth. But even then, it's still not that deep. I don't know. I could go
Yeah.
on a rant about my disappointments with BO6 zombies.
Yeah, in the efforts of trying to not get super sidetracked in this episode, I will, we'll just cut it off there. But like, if for some reason you guys want us to rant about BO6 for an hour or just the state
We
of COD
can.
Zombies,
We can.
we can. We have a friend who will help us and rant with us. We could summon Matt in if we need
We'll
to.
bring the guest in. Just let him go. Me and Sam will just leave. We'll just
Hmm.
let him Matt's rant hour. So
All what we need to do is honestly attempt like the latest map's Easter egg right before it. That way, bro is just like high on the
he
fumes
is
of
so
hatred.
pissed. Yeah, yeah, that's what we need to do. Yeah, looping back to marathon.
Of
We
course.
started with marathon. I think there's potential here because they haven't revealed this. This is all rumors, but I do think Bungie they try to put their own spin on things. And so far, what me and Connor were talking about, what we've seen from Marathon, it's fun, but like what makes it different? So there's this third map on the Marathon ship because the Marathon's named after there's a ship called the UESC Marathon. Anyways,
Okay.
a little bit of lore for you. So you're going to be gearing up on the planet Tau Ceti. Then with this gear, which is once you die, you lose it. That's how extraction shooters work. You die, it's gone. So you
Okay.
need to gear up, get good loot, and then go do raids on the marathon ship. And you know how I feel about raids.
Hmm.
I think Bungie's strong point is making hella fun co-op like raid dungeon mechanics because the dungeons and the raids in Destiny are the best that I think a shooting game has to offer in terms of difficulty, complexity, and like mechanics. They're better than COD Zombies Easter eggs, which before that was probably what I would have said had it before I'd done these, but
Yeah.
that's where their strong suit is. So if that ends up being true and you're like gearing up to do these runs and have just hella fun, I'm down for that. That'll make it worth the price tag, which they still haven't confirmed. I think they're waiting to see people's reactions from the alpha to set a price point. The rumored one is 40. We were talking about it. I could see it going down to free to play. I could also see that. I'd be fine right now if they confirm this marathon stuff. The ship, I should say, the game's called Marathon.
Hmm.
If they confirm that, I would spend $40 on it because I want to play more, but it's one of those games I don't know if I'd play by myself. So we'll just have to
That's
see.
fair. Uh, Historically for me, I mean, FPSs just in general are like very hit or miss for me. And like I enjoyed Destiny. It's definitely not a game I'd play by myself and, you know, even with friends, like I had a really good time. Like I thought, the gameplay's smooth and I see the appeal. It's just never really been a game that I've gotten super into. I don't know if an extraction shooter would be something I would get into or not. who's to
I
say?
see
I
the
think I would need to watch
appeal.
more
I see
gameplay.
the appeal of extraction shooters. I've just never got into them because they were super hardcore. Like in Tarkov, it is that might be the most realistic game I played because you get shot, you have to like use the right bandages. And like I don't know I don't know how to bandage a wound. I don't
Give me
like
an arcade shooter, damn it.
like I'll get shot and Connor's like, dude, do you have gauze and then bandages? I'm like, dude, I brought in a med pack. Like, is that not enough? Like, so like
Dude, honestly, I would not be down for that. Maybe that's why I haven't
But
played
see,
Tarkov.
Tarkov or Marathon I like because it's more my speed. You get shields and you have health, and then you just have things that heal shields more or things that heal your health more. There's no like,
Yeah.
and then there's things that like turn off like if you're EMP'd, you can use this one thing to like get rid of the EMP effect or something. And I think this will work because there's no. I think there's only like one extraction shooter on console, and it's called Vigor, and it's not really that popular. So I think there's a market for this because there's
Hmm.
just not an extraction a fun one on
Yeah.
console. COD tried, but I wouldn't say they tried. They half-assed it with DMZ. DMZ could have been a cool mode, but it just was not. There was nothing to do at all. Like they
Well, it
thought
was always in its beta.
the loot they thought the loot itself would carry it, whereas in like Tarkov you have like a safe house that you upgrade, and there's like progression there and quests you do, so even if you die and lose your loot, there's still something to do. And Marathon has the same sort of setup, and also Tarkov has a black market where you can like sell the junk you're finding. There was no such system in DMZ, so if you picked up like a hard drive, it's like what do I do with this?
Hmm.
So I think Marathon is starting out in a better place than DMZ is, which
That's good.
is not hard, I think, because
Yeah.
DMZ did the bare minimum.
Yeah. Hey, at least you could in DMZ, at least you could get a weapon that you didn't have to spend time leveling up. Yeah, because you could get a weapon that you haven't
That
unlocked
was
yet, and you could just get
that
it.
was a thing they did. You could just instant unlock weapons, but it's like you get it the one time, then you're good. So it's like
Yeah.
it was just it was such a good idea for COD to try, but they wasted it. I give it like if extraction shooters really take off, Fortnite will come out with one.
Oh yeah.
So
One
they might
hundred
already be
percent.
working on one. Who
There's
knows?
probably some creative map that already does it. Who knows?
Probably. But yeah. So I guess do you want to talk about a little bit about not marathon warfare
Yeah, let
before
me
we
break it down for you
go
guys.
into
My
Oblivion?
experience with Marathon. I submitted my request to play it, and they're like, "We're not going to respond." So that's what I have to say about Marathon. Bungie's an L company. They're not letting me play their game.
You might have
Never
got approved
buying.
today. They sent out more. Now
Unless
Sam is supposed to be 100% guaranteed because Bungie sent me code, and then I got 2 friend links. The friend link worked for Connor. It took him like a day to get his code. So Sam might have already received access, and he just hasn't noticed.
maybe,
But
unless it's like if it got sent to spam, but I don't know why it would have got sent
it
to
should have came
spam.
from Marathon
Oh
the
wait,
game, is what it
I'm
should have came from.
I have a Google account and I have my PlayStation account. I'm looking through the emails of my Google account. Well, I guess they're both Google accounts, but you know what I mean.
But yeah.
Okay,
So
well, yeah, it's not on either. So
if it comes
unless it's in
in,
spam.
Sam wants to play it, we'll play it. We'll talk about it some more next week because I only played the one night, but so far I'm positive on it. I could next week be like, no, this game's a pile of shit. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, unfortunately. But
Patience is a virtue.
yes, so I've heard. But yeah, if like you to segue into like my half of the things that only one of us did this past week, but is worth noting is Warfare. I know the movie came out a couple weeks ago, so maybe we're a little bit, late to the party with this one. But I'll start off by just, real quick saying I like the movie. It is not your stereotypical movie in the sense that there's a, like characters don't really necessarily go through like development. There is a story, but it's not like it's told in like a exposition. Well, I guess it kind of is. I don't know. It's not like the story is your typical story. Essentially, all it is it's like we just get to follow a group of people in the military who are in Iraq through a mission,
Well, I
and
read it
that is
was
it.
one day. Like, is it one day?
It's one day. It's pretty much one day, and it's just like a mission, a singular like combat mission, I guess you'd say. And it's not like there's your typical like rising action, climax, falling action. Like there is, but I guess you'd have to watch the movie to know what I'm saying. But it's essentially just like, imagine if you watched a live stream, which would be messed up if you did this in real life. But imagine you just watched a live stream of like a military mission, and that's what it is.
Well, see, I read, and correct me if I'm wrong because you've seen the movie, but this is supposed to be something the director actually went through. Like one of the characters is the director. Like
It could be. I didn't do enough
here,
research
we'll,
to see.
we'll fact check this real quick because I want to be a Sam. I want to spread
That's
some
true. That's true. That's true.
misinformation.
That's true.
I'll say, listen, I'm gonna Google is Warfare based on a true story. Here, first thing
It
that
is
pops
based
up.
on a true story.
Yes,
It is
film is based on
100%.
it. Depicts a real life incident that occurred during Iraq, and Ray Mendoza, who's the director, was one of the Navy SEALs.
Okay.
So,
Because I want to see if Ray Mendoza is the guy I'm thinking it is.
Bro watched the movie, doesn't even remember the characters' names.
Well, no. Okay. It's not who I was thinking it, because they showed like a thing at the end where there was a guy in a wheelchair, because they like, oh, hey, this is a real life story. We're going to show you what the actual people look like type thing at the end of the movie.
Classic.
So it's not the guy in the wheelchair. But anyways, really good movie. It did a very good job at like making you feel like you were there and experiencing the same thing these guys do, because like though you could argue it's its biggest like fault per se as far as getting people to watch it is the fact that it's not really a story that you're hearing. It's more so just like we're showing you a mission that happened. That's also like a strength for it, because like you really just feel like no one really has plot armor. It feels like it's like we're just watching something that's happening.
Well, then it's like I think a lot of things like glamorize military and like the lifestyle, but it's like this kind of shows, from what you're telling me, I'm just purely inferring is like this kind of gives it a little bit more of a realistic vibe.
Yeah, it's super grounded, because like, and that's another thing, like you see in a lot of war movies, like it's like, come on guys, let's go, and then like they go and there's like all these bullets that should be hitting them, but none of them are hitting them, and then you have the characters who go on like a 10 kill spree because for some reason they can hit shots but the bad guys can't. None of this happens. Like literally most of the time they're just in a house because they're under fire, and then they try and leave the house. They become under fire immediately once they leave the house, so they get back in the house and are just radioing to like the US military. It's like, help us. We can't leave this house. And really good. And then also I think the actor is Joseph Quinn.
Yes, Human Torch.
Joseph Quinn. Yes.
Was Will Poulter was in it, right?
Yes. Joseph Quinn, if you go to watch this movie, just keep in mind this dude's going to scream for like 30 minutes straight. Rightfully so. You'll see how he gets injured, and I think I would also be screaming my head off as well. It looked rather painful.
Dude, you're selling this movie really well. I want to go see this, which I did want to see this before, but
it's really good. Will Poulter's character is really good because you can see how. I don't want to spoil the movie. I mean, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything about the movie, but Will Poulter's character is really good because you can see how the moment is affecting him as it happened, like in his a mental state. Like you can see, sometimes you can see like within characters that like these situations, real life or death situations, like they can mess with people and just shake people. So really cool to see that out of some characters, specifically Will Poulter's character. And then like just a lot of like real world scenarios, just like what would people do in this situation? Would I say it's a drop everything you need to go see this movie like Sinners? No. But if you have some free time and you're into this type of movie, I think definitely give it a shot, because I think it does what it wants to do very well. Very well.
Yeah.
And all the acting I think is really good as well.
Yeah, I do want to see it. I'll have to see if I catch it in theaters because there's a lot of movies coming out. Mm-hmm. Like just this week alone, I'm going to see Revenge of the Sith. I want to see Accountant 2, but Thunderbolts comes out at the end of the week, and I assume that's what we're going to talk about next week. So,
well, we'll pause.
What?
Thunderbolts is this weekend?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm going to be home this weekend.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to see Thunderbolts. I'm going
Dude,
Friday.
this is so convenient. Maybe it's just because I've came home a lot this semester, but like I just casually be coming home every time there's like some movie coming out.
Sinners came out.
Sinners,
like,
the Minecraft movie.
Minecraft,
I came home specifically for the Minecraft movie. I'm not extremely proud of that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, me and Dad are going to see it Friday, but by all accounts, if you can't go, I've heard this movie is amazing, so we can go on another day.
I should be able to go Friday night, but we'll see. We can figure that out later. Not podcast conversation.
Yeah,
But
they don't want to hear about us playing the movie. But anyways, is that all you had to say about Warfare?
Uh, I think so. I guess another thing is it did have a little bit of the Oppenheimer loudness, rightfully so. You know, Oppenheimer wanted to make you feel like you were hearing the bomb go off. This movie is loud. Like when there are shots going off, like you feel like you are in the room. Like it's just insane ringing through your ears. It's nuts. Like I said, realism top notch, and you can tell that it was helped. Like if it, like we just checked, it is directed. One of the directors is a person who was in that scenario, so you
Well,
can
that's really
tell
cool
that there
then.
is an element
Give
of
it like a first
realness.
person perspective almost on it. So
hmm So good movie. If you have the opportunity, I'd say go watch it.
okay, I next Tuesday I may be free, but also my dad, if there's a Marvel movie out, sometimes he just wants to see it like 3 or 4 times,
And if
even
it's
if it's a
good,
bad
that's
one.
justifiable. Then
Yeah,
you know what? Good for him if that's what he's into.
he just likes it. He just it's hard for me to tell him no, so it's fine. So will I get to go see it? We'll see. But yeah, I guess moving on. That's about it for the news and what we've been up to. So I guess we'll get on to the meat of the episode. See how long we actually end up talking about it. Is Oblivion
It's
Remastered finally
amazing.
came out? Yep. I think it's a testament. I'll just come out and say it is amazing, and I think it's a testament to how good it was in 2006. That the literal only thing they changed, they changed a few things. I shouldn't say the only thing they changed. The major thing they changed was just the graphics. Under the hood, it is still Oblivion as it was in 2006, NPCs and all, because it still has that jank ass. You talk to somebody, it zooms right into their face, and it's just like
Yes.
super jarring. But this game has been so much fun, and it has reinforced itself as my favorite Elder Scrolls. I thought I see like in the years, I have only played it the one time. I played Skyrim more, but in the years I was like, maybe I just think Oblivion's better just because I want to be different, Like I don't want to be that guy that's like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Skyrim's my favorite. But
Yeah.
not just playing this, the story's better, the magic's better, and the gameplay's better. Because in this one, at least all playstyles seem fun. Whereas in like Skyrim, I like to play mages, and in Skyrim, you tickle people as mages, and plus some things don't make sense. I'm going on. I should preface. Here, we'll preface this before I go on a rant. Sam has never played an Elder Scrolls game or any Bethesda game, so we're coming at
Aside
this
from Oblivion,
review.
whoa, 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 whoa,
No, I
whoa.
know, I
Aside
know.
from Oblivion, now
Yeah, that's what we're
put
saying.
that on my name.
So Sam is coming from somebody who's just now experiencing a Bethesda game, especially a 20-year-old Bethesda game. And this is coming from and mine is coming from somebody who has played this game before, and also most of them. I think the only one I haven't, there's two I haven't really played, is Fallout 3. I've started it, and then Morrowind, I haven't played any of it. I will fix this in the future. It is on my list.
Yeah, dude, as one who's played all those games, you're missing out.
Yep. But anyways, to get back, I'll keep my complaints with Skyrim short. I say this, but I will probably have more complaints later as we get into this.
Naturally.
Skyrim has a main character problem, whereas like everybody treats you like you're like the second coming of Jesus. Like getting into the mages school, for instance, getting into it in Oblivion is kind of a chore, but not in a bad way. I enjoy it, but like you have to earn yourself into the school.
Yeah.
Whereas in Skyrim, you show up and they're just like, hey, you know what? We'll let you in. And you do like 2 quests and they're like, you know what? You're actually the best magician we've ever seen in our entire life. So we're going to make you the head of the school. Okay. And also here's a cool room. And like, that's kind of how like all the side quests go in Skyrim. Like you join the Dark Brotherhood and you're in there for like a minute and then you're like the leader of it. And it really breaks immersion because like you can save the entire world and you'll go to a guild and they're like, we don't know who the hell you are. So you're going to have to earn yourself. Whereas in like Oblivion, you're walking through and they're like, hey, it's the hero Kvatch. And you're like, yeah, I did save that town. So, put some respect on my name. So I like that you have to earn yourself in Oblivion's world and also that you feel like you are because people reference things you've done. Whereas that doesn't happen in Skyrim. Maybe due to like limitations, because Oblivion and Skyrim did both come out on the 360, but graphically and mechanically, they are like worlds apart. It is wild to me just looking back that like Skyrim came out on the 360.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you my experience of the game, and I haven't done much. I've put 22 hours in the game, and I can tell you all I have done is I have done the few main quests to just make sure Oblivion Gates spawn, and all I have been doing is raiding Oblivion Gates and raiding like Elven Ruins, dungeons, caves, everything. I've done very minimal side quests,
Dude,
and I am not
that's
upset.
how
I am
Bethesda
not
games
upset
go. That is
to
how
do that,
Bethesda
to
games
say that.
go. You just get
I
distracted.
I just be terrorizing any camp that exists of any race other than humans. Essentially, I guess my character might be a little bit not sexist. Well, it might be that too. Who knows? Racist. Essentially, is probably what the world would see my character as. That wasn't the goal, but I guess that's how it's shaping out. uh, I'm loving the game. I just walk around, I do stuff, it's fun. The combat is just smooth enough to be fun, or smooth enough to, I want to make sure, smooth enough to be playable, but clanky enough to be still like funny.
Yeah. Well, see,
And
they did change up the combat just a tad. They didn't change the combat itself per se, but in the old game, the enemies wouldn't react at all to you getting hit. You just hit them and their health bar would go down. So like in the remaster, they did add you hit somebody, they at least show a little bit of they look like they get hit, and it makes the combat instantly feel so much better, even
yeah.
though mechanically it's still the exact same.
And like I said, just like it's just there's just a charm to the game. I like it. And what little main quest stuff I've done and side quest stuff I've done has been interesting. Like, first of all, Patrick Stewart, right?
Yeah, Patrick
The
Stewart
Emperor,
is
that's cool.
Uriel Septim, and then
And Sean
Sean Bean.
Bean.
I forgot he was in the
Yes.
game until I got there. I was like, "Holy shit! I forgot you were here." Because like everybody obviously knows Patrick Stewart because he
Mhm.
opens the dialogue, is the voice in the trailer. But yeah, completely forgot Sean Bean was in the game. So whenever I heard him, I was like, "Ned Stark?
Was
What the
he
hell?"
in original Oblivion?
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Uh
this was back in the day. Bethesda, for some reason, they may have only done it for like 2 games. I can't think if they had any like celebrity guest in Skyrim, but in this one they had Sean Bean and Patrick Stewart and maybe somebody else. But and then in Fallout 3, your dad's played by Liam Neeson.
that's
So
cool.
so I don't know like if they were like we have to get a celebrity cameo in like every game, but I like it.
Yeah. I gosh, it's something how in this game I can feel like I've done so much but so little. Like I said, like I've put like 22 hours into this game already and I think very little actual progression.
So I've progressed a little bit more. I've started the Mages Guild side quest. I have officially gotten into the school because you have to go around to each town and get a letter of recommendation from each guild member. And doing that is you have to do a quest for them. So it's like quests upon
Okay.
quests upon quests to get
Yeah.
into the school. So like I just now got into the school. And before that, I did main quest. I'm past you in the main quest. Not gonna say anything because
That's
this is
not
your
very
first time
far.
playing it. Not very far.
All
I'm
I've done is close the
I'm
first Oblivion gate.
I'm not that much further than you. I think if you played the main quest for like 2 more hours, you get caught up to
Okay.
me. And then I've done the arena quest line because as a kid, that I remember, I don't know why that was like the Oblivion was just my like arena game. Like I never left the arena. I would just keep doing the arena fights. I don't
Nice.
know why. I don't even think I did the Fighters Guild quest. I didn't even remember that. I have no idea what that is. So it'll be a fresh experience there for me. But the
Nice.
arena quest was hella fun and a really good way to make money. But like I said, I told Sam, I was like, just play a Bethesda game how you want to play it. You know, don't, if you just want to go out and explore caves, do it. And you have an inkling to do side quests, you go do it because that's the best way to experience these games because they give you so much freedom.
Yeah. Like I would say for the past like I don't know. Like I would say like the past like 6 to like 9 hours, lol. 6 to 9 hours I've been like I'm going to do the arena quest to get money cuz you said it was a good way to get money. I'm like I need money. I want to be able to store stuff. I want to get my own house to store stuff. Plus money is nice. But I'll run to one thing. I'll be like I'm going to run to the capital, right? Because I'm trying to unlock the map. I want to know where stuff's at. And then I'm like, yo, there's a cave here. And then I'm like, it's the Minecraft meme of like turning away from diamonds. It's
It's
like,
like,
what
what's in
if
the
there is
cave?
something good here? Like, it's to the point now where I'm like, okay, I've noticed it's marked on the map. I can come back. But then it's always in my mind. I'm like, dude, but it doesn't mark as complete though.
See, that's the
So
thing
will I
that
remember?
Bethesda is taking suggestions on the Oblivion subreddit of like updates to make, and one of the things Skyrim has and Fallout 4 is whenever you do a cave or a dungeon or whatever, it'll mark it completed. And Oblivion desperately needs this. So I don't think the
Yeah.
original had this, but there are caves and I'm like, have I done that one yet? And I honestly don't remember.
I'm
But
telling you, I need to just start using the fast travel feature if I'm trying to not get sidetracked, honestly.
that's how you get
Like,
sight, because you're walking and you see like a grayed out location on your compass. You're like, I'll go there, and it's a cave, and then you end up being in this dungeon for like an hour and a half because it goes like super deep.
yeah, and this isn't bad, but like there's a lot of like for me, there's been a lot of like just errands that I have to end up running with just like repairing armor and stuff. And by the time I do that and then sell all the stuff that I've collected, I forget why I came. The real reason why I
Yeah.
came was just to get the. I'm like, oh wait, I guess I could do the side quest and then get sidetracked on the side. It's a cycle. This is why I've done nothing in the game.
This is definitely gonna lead to, I mean, it's already been rumored the same way this remaster was, but Fallout 3 is definitely gonna remaster next.
I need to
And
play a Fallout game, so that works for me.
yeah, and then I think this is a good way. Elder Scrolls 6 is a long way out. Oblivion is a hella good way to get people to reinvigorate interest in the franchise, because this game had like, for a shadow drop with zero marketing, it had like 500,000 players on Steam the first
Hmm.
day. That's insane. That's not counting Game Pass numbers, Xbox console numbers, PlayStation numbers, nothing. That is absolutely insane, especially for a game that just came out.
Hmm.
I wonder if more games will do this, where they'll just be like, you know what, just go play it.
Shadow dropping is fine, I guess. Like, I'm trying to think of like the downside, like from a consumer's perspective. I guess it gets rid of hype for the game, but one thing that comes with hype is anticipation, which can be bad. Meaning, like, okay, I see this trailer. I guess I don't know. This could end up be going on a tangent, but like, I hate seeing a trailer knowing that we're not going to get a game for 5 more years. Wolverine on PlayStation, for example. We saw that trailer back in like 2020. I've heard absolutely nothing about the game since.
Yeah, nothing.
Like, are we getting it? Is it canceled? I don't know. Like, I'd be hyped for it, but like that's what I mean. Like, I wish, to me, you should not announce a game until you have a set release date. That will
Mm.
happen.
And I really appreciate Todd Howard, he's the Bethesda guy. And like we talked about it last week, he said Fallout 4, he revealed it. It was 4 months until it came out. He always said he wanted to reveal a game, just be like, you can go play it. And he finally did that with Oblivion. So I'm hoping that one day, in the future, he finally shows off Elder Scrolls 6, and he's like, there you go, you can have it.
That'd
Because
be cool.
that I think I've been more hyped for games in the past, just on a pure excitement scale. But if those games had dropped in the way Oblivion did, I would have been more hyped for them than I already was, because that was the slowest day of work ever. Knowing that I could go home and just play Oblivion, and it'd be
Yeah.
like, fully retextured and look just amazing and play amazing. I want more games to do this. This is the new way to release games. I'm tired
Yeah.
of we'll give you a trailer and then you gotta wait like 4 years and you forget about it and you're not hyped. I wanted them to just be like, you know what? Wolverine's out. Go play it. Or at least do
Yeah.
like a week. Like I would say like 6 months maybe.
Is your
If your
max.
game's ready, yeah. You just reveal it and be like, in 6 months you can play it. I think that'd be that's a good thing. Todd Howard's the blueprint. Follow him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like, because there is a little bit of a beauty in not knowing as well what you're about to play. Like, I understand with video games, it's much different. Like, I'm about to compare this to movies, and I'll show why there is a difference. But, like, Sinners, for example, I didn't really know what the movie was about. I just heard it was good. There's a beauty in going in completely blind, leaving yourself, like, vulnerable to whatever story this movie has to offer, and then it paying off is amazing. And I think video games can be, the same way. The problem is video games is a much steeper price point.
Yeah.
So, like, I think you would be a bold person to just drop $50 on Oblivion Remastered having known nothing about the game. Like, I would watch a trailer or something. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, there is a benefit into going in blind if you're willing to do that. But it kind of sucks that with video games, them being
That's why I'm
expensive as
like,
they are,
I would
you
say
kind of don't want to make that risk.
maybe like a month, or like, like Fallout 4, those 4 months, that was perfect. Then reviewers get the copies, and then you get the games. You can decide if you want it or not. But like remasters or something, people already know the game. Like, this is still Oblivion. Like, a lot of people are calling this a remake. You could, but under the hood, it's still the same game from 2006. It has only gotten a coat of paint, so it is a remaster. Even though it looks insane, it is still only a remaster. So I was going to drop $50 on it, because I'm like, if this is still Oblivion from
Fair.
2006, I loved Oblivion in 2006. Now it just looks better. And
Hmm.
that's what you got. And I think it's a testament how good this game is that 20 years later, it's still one of the best games of the year.
Yeah,
So,
because I've heard people talking about like in the game of the year talk. I don't know. Like I personally hate to give just a pure remaster game of the year personally,
is
but
it better than Kingdom Come? I played Kingdom Come and Oblivion now. I don't think it's better than Kingdom Come, but that's also just on a storytelling perspective. And I think the gameplay in Kingdom Come's better. But just playing a Bethesda game, there's no other vibe like it. Having the freedom that you have in these games, and you just like you do the opening and you go out in the world and you see the world, and you can go do the main quest or not. They don't care. They do not care at all. And I think that's something that I wish more RPGs would kind of try and do. I'm not trying to like not everybody, not every RPG should, but
yeah,
it's like whenever you play like a Breath of the Wild, just knowing you can go do whatever you want. It's hard to
yeah.
beat that feeling.
Also, like the ability to like in Breath of the Wild is huge on this. Is like I'm on top of this tower, right? I see a giant castle like across the map from me. I can go there and inside that castle and explore it. Elden Ring does this as well, which is great. I don't like it when like, maybe Cyberpunk's a bad example, but like because it is a city, but like I can't go in every building in Cyberpunk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you can't.
So,
And
I
you're
don't
not
know.
getting
It's
the
cool
same
whenever.
feeling out of Cyberpunk that you get out of like exploring a Bethesda world. I do think Cyberpunk's better than a Bethesda game. I should say that, but there's a different feeling when exploring the world that you can just go in this castle, and if it's
Mhm.
locked, there's another way in, or you can come back with a quest. And I like the classic setups. Like it almost feels like you're playing like somebody's D&D campaign where like you'll walk in a bar and some dude's like, "Hey, I got a quest for you," and then you can just go do it. And chances are it's a really good, interesting, unique quest. Like I came across a town and everybody was invisible, and part of you is just like, how did this happen, so you just
Yeah.
want to go do it. And it's like in a lot of games you don't get just like side quests that are interesting on a storytelling perspective. It's more like, oh, you're just going to go to this dungeon and get this thing and then you're done. Like a lot of the quests in Oblivion are more interesting than that, and they tell like a funny, sometimes it's just a funny story, like everybody's invisible.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling you, the worst, and Horizon lovers rise up against me, bro. Because
your
maybe I didn't
game's
play enough of it.
overrated.
Maybe I didn't play enough of it. But I'll tell you, my experience is not only do the side quests or really just a lot of side stuff feel required purely, to be of level, which like isn't inherently bad. Like if your side stuff's good and fun and enjoyable, then it's like okay, just experience more of the game. You have a great time. And I won't say I won't say that the side stuff is like bad, but my experience with the side quests every single time was talk to person, someone so is gone missing. Go find them. Okay, let me scan and follow a track. Oh, found where this person used to be. Let me scan 3 items. Follow track again. Scan 3 items. Follow track again. Just to realize, oh, enemy camp. Kill all the people in the camp. Mission over. Dude, that is the most base. I could come up with that shit, bro.
And also the
I
fact
don't
of
like it. I won't say it's
Horizon's
bad
leveling.
because,
Yeah,
but it's not great.
it's not great. Yeah, no, it's serviceable for gameplay, I guess, just to give you more to do. But like
Yeah,
my thing with it and why I didn't continue the game, I didn't feel like I didn't like the feeling of it's side quests, quote unquote, like in the menu, but
yeah.
you have to do them to stay up to level with the main story. Whereas in like Oblivion, if you wanted to, I wouldn't recommend it. And if you play Oblivion, you're not going to want to do it this way. But you never once have to do any of the side content. If you want, you can get in Oblivion and you can go do the main quest, and that's it. The game is never going to tell you you have to go do something else.
Mhm.
Whereas in Horizon, you technically don't, but you're not gonna get up to level with the
Yeah,
main story because the main story is going to be expecting you to do this side content. So that's another reason I prefer Oblivion and just Bethesda games in general, is because you just get to do whatever you want. Like whenever you play a game, it is just nice to have that feeling of I can just play this game however I want to play it.
yeah. I don't like being railroaded, especially in RPGs. Granted, I will give Horizon, whether it's good or bad because of this. I don't think the game knows if it wants to be an RPG or not. Like it's holding on to that like
Yeah, it's in this
PlayStation
weird
God
like
of War,
action
Spider-Man, like
adventure. Yeah.
action adventure type thing.
Yeah.
But it's like also we kind of want it to be an RPG, and it's not good at either. in my opinion.
Yeah.
Story's great. I will not hate on the story. I thought the story was great. I haven't finished the game, but I have watched a YouTube video of the story. I love the story, but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not a huge fan of the
I'm a big
gameplay.
RPG is my favorite genre of games. So I don't like whenever games half-ass being an RPG because they're like scared to do it. It
Yeah.
almost feels like I'm trying to think. Horizon's one of them. I don't. It kind of falls in
Hogwarts.
it. Hogwarts is like they want to
Hogwarts
be an
biggest
RPG, but then it's like if you're a dark wizard, it doesn't fucking matter, you know?
the biggest problem in Hogwarts is that it didn't make the full Cinda RPG, because the fact how I could choose literally every single negative dialogue option and still be the hero of the story is awful.
Yeah, it's
Like, it
like, dude,
doesn't
I
matter.
literally you can murder people and you just don't get kicked out of Hogwarts.
Yeah, like the fact that, my gosh, what makes me so upset is you can be like you're talking to, I don't care about spoilers for the game. You'll be talking to like Sebastian, I think's the like Slytherin character's name, who's trying to
Yeah.
get you to learn dark arts. He's like, should we learn Avada Kedavra? And you can be like, yes, let's learn Avada Kedavra. And you're like, in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm be evil wizard. He'll be like, yes, you're right. This will allow us to serve justice to the bad people, and then and you'll be like, we'll never use it for anything other than that. And then you'll be like, yes, I completely agree. Now, that's perfectly fine if you say that and you're like, oh, I'm just lying to him, whatever. Am I actually being an awful person? No. That's the extent of the like character development you yourself get to go through, and the development with Sebastian is just like, okay, they'll let you do it, but the worst you can be is anti-hero. Like, I'm fine with killing people, which,
Yeah,
like,
but
from the
only the
right
bad
perspective,
guys. Yeah.
and like from the right perspective, isn't even like a bad character. It's like saying Punisher's not a hero. Like, he's not a hero just because like you may disagree with killing people. Like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, and it also like a lot of the side quests never there's choices, but they never impact anything else other than within the side quests. Like you can
True.
get like some innocent dude killed, and it just doesn't matter because it's in like this little bubble. Whereas like
Mm-hmm.
Oblivion, characters will reference things you've done, and it makes the world feel more lived in whenever you're walking by somebody and they're like, "Hey, I know you from this one thing." I love that. It makes the NPCs feel more alive, like they're doing something. Plus, they're on a schedule, which helps a lot because you can expect to know where people are going to be. And then the fact this was all done in 2006 still just blows my mind. Like this is,
Mm-hmm.
despite it looking like this, it is still a 2006 game. Like anything in here you could have played in 2006.
Yeah, I think that adds to the charm and like I would say like how well done the remaster is, because like if I played this, I would fully believe you and think that it came out 10 plus years ago,
Yeah.
or I guess 20 years ago, shoot. But at the same time, I think the gameplay completely holds up, and maybe that's a testament to the like original game and the fact that like the gameplay is just that solid.
Mm-hmm.
But
The magic in this one is such a step above Skyrim because in Skyrim you actually have to equip it in your hand like a weapon,
mhm,
whereas in this it's
you just
like a
cast it.
you just cast it, so you can be like a spell archer, like a spell sword, and it's fun. Whereas in Skyrim you got to give up a shield if you want to be a spell sword, and I don't like to give up a shield because
Dude, yeah, that's what's cool about this game. You can literally just like max out every stat and be like every single class essentially.
yeah, if you get that's what I love about Bethesda games because you can just if you just use the thing, you get better at it. There's no arbitrary once you get enough XP, you just get better at everything. You have to hone in on something or just, abuse a leveling method
Yeah,
like
lock
lock
picking.
picking, just spam X on the one lock.
I'm not here to judge how people play, because like, by all means, it's a video game, especially an RPG. Make your own fun. Whatever's fun for you, it's fun for you. But we have a friend, and like, bro is taking the game like
Too
you would think
seriously.
you'd think it was like a Dark Souls level game or something. Like, I think for the most part, if I gave this game to my like a 12-year-old like cousin or something,
Dude,
he'd
I
have
played this when
perfectly
I was
fine
6.
time.
I played
Yeah,
it when I was
like
6.
but like bro is min maxing everything as possible. Like, first of all, like, keep in mind, I've been in the perpetual motion of getting, super sidetracked, and like, am I getting a bunch of good stuff? Yes. Am I having a fun time? Yes. But like, coin is not great to come by right now. So like, one of my friend, like this friend, bought something for 2,000 coins, which is not that much in this game. He bought a house, and I was like, dude, how'd you get 2,000 coins? And he's just like, oh, I duplicated repair hammers and then sold them all. It's just like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, and then you got Bry over here who has just like, dude, just complete the quest line for the the arena and you'll get like 10,000. It's like, why are you playing the game like this, sir?
It's
Like,
like
not
you
you. I'm
ruin the
talking about our
econ. Yeah,
friend.
it's like why you ruin the economy because now like yeah, you can do the arena quest line for like the fun of it, which is like, but also like one of its big benefits is you get a lot of money. Same with
Yeah.
the Thieves Guild, you
It's
steal
like,
things. It's like
this game isn't gatekeeping money from you. Like, the fact that that he felt the need to like try and exploit the game. Like, I fully believe that, like, if I don't know, like, I think that's funny how that's bro didn't even think to look up how to make money in Oblivion.
there's
Instead, bro
also
looked up how
free
to
houses.
duplicate.
There's
Yeah, like,
also
I don't.
side quests that lead to free houses and
Needless
stuff
to
that you
say,
can do.
I mean, this friend has very interesting gameplay decisions in video games. This is not new information to us. So, like, but it's just like,
He's the type of guy that's like, hey, can you add a mod to the Minecraft server and it just like gives you free diamonds? And it's like, no, we're
yeah,
not. We're
you
not doing
plant
that.
diamonds,
Yeah, you grow
fish
diamonds
fully
like a crop.
enchanted diamond
Yeah,
gear.
it's like no, we're not doing that. So, but like, yeah, it's a single player game. Play it how you want. But like for me, that ruins the fun. Like if I break the economy and make money
Yeah,
just a non-factor, then it's like a lot of quests are just yeah, you do them for fun, but they're almost meaningless because a lot of times you want to do them to make a buck. You know, like
yeah. I've seen a lot of people complaining. There's a lot of the TikTok like guide people saying, "Oh, immediately whenever you start the game, here's to get the best armor.
I
Here's to
I, I
get the best weapon."
scroll. I scroll.
Yeah,
I only send
like
you ones that I think are like actually like it's like here's
like
how
the
to
skeleton
lockpick,
key,
or
but
like
that's
here's
just
the
part of it.
skeleton key. But like
I will
a lot
say
of
I
people are
have
like
used the
here's the
lock
best
picking thing, but I
armor.
don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the lockpicking
I
on
want to,
Oblivion isn't the greatest
yeah,
lockpicking mini
I want to
game in
lock
the
pick
world.
stuff.
So,
But
but
like stuff like that's I think's fine. It's just that like trying to min max a game, like if you're trying to like XP grind or whatever for like just to get a max level skill, I don't think that's as bad. Maybe that's just me being biased because I did it. But like I don't know. I feel like this game isn't a game you're trying to min max
just
because like the game.
experience it.
It'd be
Just
one thing if
experience the game.
Yeah, it's like it'd be one thing if this was a Dark Souls RPG where like you actively need to be finding this best stuff to like survive, but like the game isn't hard enough to justify that. Like I said, it's not gatekeeping good stuff. It's just go out and explore and you'll find it. Like me, like say what you want. Your boy may not have a lot of coin, but your boy's stumbling across some pretty good armor sets, some pretty good weapons, okay? Because I just be exploring random ass caves.
It's like you don't want to. You don't like. I keep seeing TikToks and they're like, "Here's how to find the best armor set in the game immediately." And it's like you don't want to do that because then all this other loot you're getting from all these bandits is completely useless.
hmm
Because a lot of like find it naturally. That's all I'm saying. If you take one thing away from this podcast, play Oblivion and just don't look up anything. Because back in 2006, we didn't have TikTok. We barely had YouTube. I think YouTube came out in like 2005. They weren't uploading very many
Yeah.
Oblivion gameplay at the time.
You're telling me TikTok didn't have those strats for how to beat the tutorial?
So yeah, just experience this game as if you didn't have social media telling you how to get the best everything in the game. Because this is a game that's best experienced blind or as blind as you can be. I think. Like
Yeah.
obviously if you get lost, if you get stuck, look something up. But don't just go, how do I get the best weapon in the game?
Yeah. I would only do that if like you've beat the game fully and just want to know where the best stuff is at that point. Like I think that's fair. You've
But
done
yeah,
everything you But I
experience
guess
it as naturally as you can.
yeah. Um is there anything else you wanted to say about the game cuz
No,
I was
I
going
mean
to give
I'm
some
still
final
playing it.
thoughts.
Yeah, I'm still playing it. Me and Sam have not completed the main quest. Sam has barely even done a quest. He's just
Yes.
literally
But that shows how good the game is. Like I'm
yeah.
having fun doing practically like I'm doing lots of things, but I'm doing no
Yeah, bro hasn't
things.
like barely touched the story. Like whereas I've done like 50-50. But see, I haven't done just like normal side quests. I've been doing the guild side quests, which are just like
hmm
a fraction of the game. But I like to do see like I want to do arena because I want money. And I want to do the mage because I want to actually like have good spells and do good magic. Because as a kid, I made this one spell where it would make people afraid and they'd run away, and then it would make them have super speed, so they'd run away faster and get out of the area before the spell ran out. So like that's the shit I want to get to is like the spell
hmm
making is hilarious.
Yeah. Uh, just some like final thoughts, I guess, from my end. If you are a fan of RPGs at all, this is a must buy.
Must buy.
Unless you've played Oblivion before, in which case, like, if you've already played Oblivion and like just don't feel the need
It's
to
still
play
a
the
must buy.
remaster,
It's
I
still a
wouldn't
must
say,
buy.
I would say it's a must buy if you've played Oblivion and like you know what it's about and just don't crave more Oblivion gameplay. I wouldn't say it's a must buy. I would say if you haven't played Oblivion and you're into RPGs, it is a must buy. And if you are interested in RPGs, I think it's also like a must buy. I think this is a great first RPG to play. Like, I don't see how it could be a bad one. I
It's
think
a
there's a lot
very
of people's
it's
first
just
ones.
it's so, even if you hadn't played it before, I think it just also gives like a nostalgic feeling because it feels like an old game in a good way, where it's just kind of just it's a vibe, and they're not trying to like throw so much stuff at you. It's just kind of like just go play it,
Yeah.
you know.
I would also say that if you are a fan of Oblivion and are the only thing that's keeping you on the fence is just like, is the remaster that worth it? I
Yes.
think you got to ask yourself, like if you're expecting it to like be made any different, like largely than the old game, then it's probably not for you. But if you're just like, I would love to play, like, if you want more Oblivion, this is the place to go. Like, I honestly think if you're a fan of Oblivion, I think you should buy it, just because like I think it would probably be fun to play the game with like 10 times better graphics.
This game has become the gold standard for remasters because it only improves things that need improving, and then it just fixes the visuals. Other than that, it's the same game.
hmm And I say that's great. Uh, I would also say that if you're not into RPGs, you're just hearing about this game, and you're like, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Buy the game. If you're a gamer who has not played this game, I think it's worth playing.
You're missing out. You are
That enough
missing
said.
out
Unless you
on,
absolutely hate
yeah.
everything about RPGs, in which case, interesting take. But
I think
unless you
this
just
game
hate
could
RPGs, I
convert.
think it's great.
I think this game could convert people because it's a nice
True.
stepping stone. Like, you're not, if you level up something wrong, the game's not gonna punish you. You know, it's not like a Souls game where you have to like you really need to be focusing on weapon stats. Like this game, it's like bigger number, do more damage. Go have fun. You know, like
I really hope that there is someone stumbling across our podcast who has only played RPGs like almost like pseudo RPGs like Horizon or Hogwarts Legacy and didn't have a great time. May we show you the light that is Oblivion.
it's Oblivion, dude. I've been like, and especially if you've been listening to this podcast for a few weeks, I've been hyping this game up. It is nice to see.
Worth the hype. Worth the
It
hype.
is nice to see it pay off. So, but yeah, that's really all I have to say about Oblivion Remastered. If I think of more, I'll play more this week. Obviously, I kind of want to end the episode so I can go play more.
Valid.
So, but I'll
I
probably talk a little bit more about it next week, just
yeah.
because I'll have done more.
I will 100% be continuing playing. I want to finish The Last of Us first just because I had that started before. And like I said, there's a light at the end of the tunnel there. I don't know if I'll even beat Oblivion because, like, maybe eventually, but I have no clue when that'll happen. But I will keep playing it, obviously. And if I wanted to limit this game down to a number, it's at least a 9, like maybe 9.5.
Yeah,
And like I said, I've done
there's
next to
not
nothing in the
much.
story.
There's not really anything wrong with it. This is one of like those games I would say is perfect for me. At least personally, for me, this is a perfect game. There's nothing in this game I don't like.
Yeah, it would be my game of the year so far if it wasn't a remaster. And maybe I'm an awful person for saying that, like not counting remasters, but
If Kingdom Come wasn't like the second coming of Jesus for gaming, then this would be my game of the year. But so far, it'll be hard to beat Kingdom Come Deliverance.
it's
So
sad that my game. I mean, if it was between these two games, I'm giving it to Oblivion Remastered. But like the only other game that I can think of that I've played that came out this year is Assassin's Creed. I don't think Assassin's Creed is as good as Oblivion Remastered.
no, I can't say I
Personally.
enjoy it as much. So, but yeah,
No, Marvel Rivals was last year.
yeah.
I still would give it to Oblivion Remastered. I don't know.
Yeah.
Multiplayer games, they got to hit extremely hard for me to like consider it a game of
Overwatch,
the year.
whenever it came out, it won Game of the Year. But yeah,
Yep.
that's all I have to say about Oblivion.
Me too. Like I said, if you're interested in the slightest, go buy the game. It's going to be one of the
It's
best
only
$50
$50
you've ever
bucks.
spent.
It's only $50, and you get the DLC. Nintendo could never.
A lot of companies could never.
So,
But I guess if we want to kind of look into next week, I think definitely we're going to be talking about Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Like, there's not a universe where I don't see Thunderbolts this weekend. I will
And
sacrifice
maybe
my
if
school
Bungie
duties.
wises up and sends Sam a Marathon Code, we'll have a little bit more to say about that.
True. And yeah, and if anything else comes up that we feel like talking about, We'll try and squeeze it in. We'll see. We're
We'll see
open.
what
If you have
news.
any,
We'll see what news happens, and
hmm if you
so
have any suggestions, we read every comment. I'm sure you can see Brighton likes literally every single comment that is made. So
yeah, I read every single one because I'm chronically online.
yes, we're brain rot. We're always on our phones,
So
which is
yeah,
good. We need you guys to constantly be on your phones too. And when
yeah.
you are, you need to be listening to us.
Give us your time so we get your money in a way.
Yes. Well, if you give us your time, you will be, giving us your money per se, but with that money we get from, these social media outlets, we'll be able to make better episodes. Long term for this would be awesome if we got to do like, multiple times during the week and like we could just quit whatever future job we are currently like pursuing and just get to do this. Like
Yeah,
that's long term
I
goal.
want a
That would be
better
awesome.
audio setup for sure, and
Office would be nice
office would be nice, but that's long term.
long
My
term.
YouTube finally hit 1,000 subs, but yeah, if
Shout out to you guys.
yeah, it could have been due to this podcast. I think it was more due to Avengers. Somehow I'm
Probably.
actually shouting out Avengers. Who knew that game would actually like come in clutch?
Dude, you should become an Avengers YouTuber.
No, no, I was done after I was done after like 2 hours and maybe 1 hour, but I kept going for the content. But yeah, if you do want to support the pod, tell your friends, subscribe, and you can rate on Spotify. I'm not sure on Apple if you can rate, but you should. Wherever you're at,
Do it.
just get
Like,
more people to
comment, and
listen.
subscribe, or do the podcast equivalent.
Yeah, do whatever it is on whatever podcast platform you listen to. But anyways,
Yeah,
peace.
we should keep talking it out so we get to an hour and a half.
Yeah, dude. Well, actually, fun fact, me and Sam
We do
record this
trim it down,
remotely,
so
and there's a lot of dead air that you guys don't hear. So this will probably end up being like, I would guess, an hour and 20 minutes. We're gonna see.
probably
But
so.
right now, if you're listening to this at the end of the episode, we're at an hour and 30 minutes in like 10 more seconds. We're just gonna keep drawing it out at an even hour and 30 minutes, so that way we can see how much time gets trimmed off.
That's true.
We're
All
almost
right,
there.
and
Goodbye.
we're there.